All right, welcome to the July 25th call. I am very excited that it's July 25th because next it's August 25th and it's September 25th, and by October 25th it'll be in the United States. So I'm very excited. It's the end of July, but I wanted to come on and kind of give this topic as a follow-up to the topic about inviting. So if you didn't see that team call yet, it is on the Dynamic Force YouTube channel. And a little plug there, the Dynamic Force YouTube channel, I linked it into our Dynamic Force team page. So if you aren't already a subscriber to that, we generally 95% of the time are really good about loading our team calls onto our Dynamic Force team page or onto the Dynamic Force YouTube channel. So if you missed out on a really awesome epic call like the one on inviting and you need help with inviting, then you need to go back and watch that recording, because it was a really it took like how to invite and broke it down in a really simple way. And I've been literally following my own advice in that video, in that team call, and implementing it. And I've been seeing some pretty big leaps and bounds in my own personal business. So this one, today's call, is going to be some tips on how to share the business opportunity with other people. So I want to talk about a few things before we dive into it. I have like 6 tips. They're going to go pretty quick, but raise your hand and everybody mute, please, if you're not. Okay, we're good. So raise your hand if you're not on, if you are on the video right now. Raise your hand if you have a fear of inviting people to the business. So like not inviting people to challenges and working out, but a fear of inviting people to the business. Right, most of you probably do. That's normal, that's natural. Even inviting to a challenge group was probably really scary for you at first. And now that's like easy, right? Because that's the easy part of this business and kind of the fun part. And probably the part that you can just share with people the most, because that's what you dive into the most in this business, is your own personal fitness and accountability. So it's easier to talk about all of that with others. But I'm going to tell you, the more you start growing your business, truthfully, the easier it is to connect with people about your business. But they kind of come hand in hand. It's just like when you first started as a challenger, and some of you that are newer coaches, you were kind of starting out on your own personal fitness journey at the same time as inviting people to join you on that fitness journey. So that was all new to you then too. You just take for granted how new that was to you and how you got over that pretty quickly. So kind of type in the comment field, what are some of your fears about inviting to the business? Just real quick, like off the top of your head. What scares you about saying, hey, I want to invite you to be on my team? My notes are hitting my keyboard. Anybody? Nobody? Nobody's typing? Like what's a fear? What are you scared of? What scares you about saying to your very best friend, who you think would make an amazing, awesome coach, what scares you about inviting him or her to being an active coach on this team, to joining us on these team calls? Okay, not having an answer right away. I feel more confident working with challengers and having them start coaching after they fall in love with the product. Making them uncomfortable. I won't know how to support them to grow their own business. They will just think I want their money. Yes, the money. Okay, so all really good answers, and probably the answers every single coach out there has ever given as a fear to inviting to the business, including, am I a good enough leader to build a strong team and guide them into business? Yes. Okay. So every single coach who's ever been out there, you can listen to any training call from my top coach, they all had those same fears at one time, but they got over them. Okay. So I want to talk about that. How can we get over the fear, right? There's
and the 2 extra pieces are in.
The fear that people are going to judge you for this is a pyramid scheme. That's a big one. So whatever we all know, and if you don't know, if you're not educated enough to give the answer to someone that this is not a pyramid scheme, you need to go do your own personal Googling and searching about what a pyramid scheme is and what Beachbody is, because they are not the same thing. Pyramid schemes are illegal, Beachbody is not, and there's different reasons why, and you need to arm yourself with that knowledge so that you can bring that up to people when they say that. Because you will get that. I still get that. I've been a coach for 5 years and have really good success with it, and I get it all the time. I just got it last week. Someone's like, yeah, okay, you're part of that pyramid. Oh, okay, puke. So all of those fears are completely normal. And I can't give you like one simple way to get over them other than who fucking cares about all that? By the way, I'm so sorry. You guys know I can't control my potty mouth. Who cares, right? So your first tip to getting over that and inviting people to this business, and one, in this call, let me take a step back really quick. I don't know anyone, if anyone's on this team that's just in it for fun. And if you are and you're on this team call, that's great. But I also challenge you to really think about what you want out of this, because you wouldn't be showing up for the team calls. You wouldn't be coming to Summit. You wouldn't be going to Super Saturdays and Super Sundays if you didn't really want to have this business work for you. So if you're showing up to the team calls, but you're like, I'm just in this for the fun, that is great, but I doubt it. I think that deep down you have a desire and a wish and a dream to make this into a business, and you just haven't pushed yourself outside of that comfort zone yet. And I'm telling you right now, each and every freaking one of you has the ability and the capability, the leadership potential. You all have it inside of you to build a team. It's not hard. I'm going to say this a couple times. This business, the work we do, is not hard. It takes hard work and dedication and discipline, but the actual work we do is not hard. You guys know this already. You wouldn't still be here. You just have to get outside of that comfort bubble, make yourself a little bit uncomfortable, because I promise, as you make yourself more and more uncomfortable, the more comfortable you're going to get. Like that, if I could tell myself anything 4 years ago, it was that, hey, this is going to get easier. You're not going to like break out into hives and sweating every time you invite somebody, because it's going to get easier and easier, because you're going to gain more confidence in each person you talk to. Even each person that says no, you gain more confidence because that was another person you talked to about it. And you get, just like anything, any muscle you work, it's a muscle that you build and you grow. Confidence, that's what confidence is. The more you work it, the more you get. So if you're not in this to build a business, maybe you don't need this call. This call, because you guys know, I am fucking running. I am taking off. I'm not coasting on this runway anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm over it. I'm not coming home to work another 60-hour-a-week job at a hospital that I could give two shits about. Like, I'm over this. I'm over the Army. I'm over the military. I'm over working for other people. I want to be present with my family. I want to do something that fills me up with passion and fire and lets me share this like amazing gift to people, not just the fitness and the accountability and the amazing group we have in Clarity Me Project, but I want to share you guys with so many people, because you guys are we're changing the world, and we can keep doing that. So you guys know I am in this right now to fucking take off and go and build and make this into a six-figure business that I've been talking about, right? For like 2 years, I've been talking about six-figure business. Got it. It's time. Now's the time. So I am running. I'm going. If you want to get on that airplane with me, get on that fucking airplane with me. Otherwise, you're going to be left on the runway, and I can't do anything about it. You're going to be in the same place you are now in a year and wonder, why the heck am I still here? Why am I not an emerald? Why am I not a diamond? Why am I not this? Why am I not a premier coach? I want to be this. I want to get that shout out at Summit. I want to be making $2,000 a week. You can. All of you can. And that's what this call, I hope, is going to help you with understanding and seeing, is it's not hard. You just have to put the work in. But you can do it. You're perfectly capable of doing this. All of you. I believe in you. I know you can do it. You've all got it in you. Okay? That's the first step. So, number one tip is stop worrying about other people's problems. I mean, other people's opinions. I guess, and other people's problems. You don't need to worry about those either. But don't worry about other people's opinions. I have said this so many times to my coaches. Is that girl that you're afraid of judging your social media posts, is she paying your bills? Is she paying for that family trip you want to take your kids to Disney? Is she paying for that all expenses paid, all-inclusive trip to Jamaica with your husband? Is she paying to put your kid through private school? He, she, him, her, I don't know who they are. That person you're scared of judging you. Are they doing that for you? No. Are they paying your mortgage? Are they paying your bills at all? No. So why do you care what they think? Let them, next please. All right. You want to keep hating on what I'm putting up? Obviously, they're there for a reason. Nobody is holding a gun to anybody's head on your social media, forcing them to continue to follow you. No one's holding the gun to their head saying, watch their story. You see those people watching your story. You know they're interested in what you're doing. They're just too scared. They have their own fear, which is fine. And sometimes those people that you have the biggest fear of they're going to judge you are actually like the most secretly interested in what you're doing, but they don't believe that they have it in them to do what you're doing. And they'll never reach out to you because they don't have that belief in themselves. And they're that person that's literally just waiting for you to reach out to them and show that you have the belief in them to invite them to this before they would even say yes. Like, oh my God, you really think I'd be good at this? Right? So no one's holding a gun to their head. No one's making them continue to follow you on social media. Quit worrying about them. And Rachel Hollis has the best quote about this ever. And it's, other people's opinions are none of your business. They're none of your business. Move on. Next, please. Got it. Okay, that's how you feel? Great. Have fun with that feeling. I don't feel that way. So why are you making yourself smaller because it's making someone else uncomfortable? Don't do that. You're amazing. Go be amazing. If for every one person it's making uncomfortable, you're inspiring like 30 others. So keep doing you, boo, because you're making a difference. And why are you trying to dim your light because you're scared you're going to blind somebody else? The best takeaway from last year's summit was we all shine brighter together. Not this last year, 2018. We all shine brighter together, meaning that the more we uplift other people and motivate other people around us, the more we're all going to reach our highest potential. So we all shine brighter together. Don't dim your light. We want your light on this team. You are a part of this team. You're here. That's why you're here. Let's shine bright together. Don't dim your light because you're scared of what someone else thinks about you. Their opinion is none of your business. Next, please. Slide. All right. Number 2. Y'all pumped up yet? Good? All right, number 2. Be confident in you and our team. Huge. Be confident. So let's say your worst fear comes true. Because I'll be real with you. You're probably not going to be the best leader when you bring your first couple coaches in. You're probably going to be like, I don't really know how to coach you and what to do and how to do this and how to do that. That's what we're here for. I am a seasoned 5-year coach. 4 years active coach. I can help your downline. That's what we are here for. Me, Laura, Kelly, there's other coaches on our team who have been doing this for a while, who are successful at this. We will help your coaches that you sign up, show them how to be successful in the business. You guys, that's why we have Dynamic Force Academy. That's why there's so much training in the Misfit site, on the Misfit page. That's why there's the Misfit page. That's why there's the Dynamic Force team page. You don't have to be an Ashley Molstead right out the freaking gate as a new coach with new coaches on your team. That's why you have a team. We all shine brighter together. That's why we're here for you. We're here to help you groom as well as help your coaches get groomed. So you're not alone in this. So when that fear, or some of you have that fear, you typed in the fear that you're scared of being a leader, that you're not going to be a good enough leader for people, don't even have that fear. If you're a new coach yourself and you bring on a new coach, maybe that's your time to say like, maybe it'd be good for me to go back and rewatch the Dynamic Force Academy training videos because I really didn't watch them and get as much as I could have out of them the first time. Or maybe I never really finished them. Go back and watch them with your new coach and tell your new coach like, hey, you know what? I want a refresher. Maybe you've been on the team for 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. go back and watch those videos again, because you're going to learn more truth. You're going to see something new every time you watch one of those videos. So I also want to say something else about needing an upline that is successful. And this is not to say any of you would not be a good upline, but I just want to drop a big major truth bomb on everybody to tell you my upline doesn't do jack shit in this business. Me and Kelly Nelson, our upline coach, isn't active at all. She would be a 2-star diamond right now if she was, but she ain't, because she's not active at all in this business. So Andrea is not my upline. I have a different upline coach. Not going to name drop her right now, but she's not active in this business anymore, but she's still a coach. She won't give up her coach account. So I'm just saying that because, one, I'm not getting the downline volume from an upline coach that you guys are getting. You guys, and this is something I try to tell Lindsay about, when you guys see someone in your back office that you're getting team volume points from that isn't one of your personally sponsored coaches, that's because you have an active team. You have an active upline that's building their legs with coaches. You're getting free team volume off of that for your team cycle bonuses. I don't know if you know that. You can go in your back office and watch videos about the compensation plan to learn about that. But my point there being, our team dynamic force gets nothing from above us. We get nothing from Andrea because she's 2 steps above us. So my upline, if she were an active coach, we'd be getting like massive volume building up on our legs. We don't get that because my upline isn't there. But you know what? That's not stopping me. Bonnie Engel didn't have an active upline at all. I don't think her upline's active at all. Kate Schultz didn't have an active upline. There are plenty of coaches who are top coaches that don't have an active upline. So I'm just saying that to say, I don't care who you sign up. People that are going to sign up, that are going to jump into this business and learn what they need to do because they want to be successful, they're internally driven and motivated, are going to figure out what they need to do to make it happen for themselves. You really don't have anything to do with it. Because I'll tell you right now, and my downline will tell you, I don't push people. I'm not a pusher. I'm not a dragger. I'm not a puller. I'm not a pusher. You have the links you need. I check in with my downline. I say, how are you doing? What do you need from me? Are you doing good? You need a pep talk? Or otherwise, I'm like, you know what you got to do. And I give them the hard truth, right? You guys, there's some of you on this call. I tell them, I'm like, you know what you need to do. You either have the time and make the time to do it or you don't. And your business is either going to go forward or it's not. But you know what you need to do. I'm not going to push you, pull you, drag you, shove you. I'm not into that because it's your business, not mine. And if you're not the coach that's going to go diamond, that's going to make me a star diamond, or the 5th coach that's going to go diamond to make me a 5-star diamond, I'm going to work with the next person who is, because that's just the way this business works. That's just a solid truth right there. Because I've been doing this for 4 years, and I've had coaches where I did see it so good for them. I could just see it in my head. I was like, oh my God. I think every time about Christy and Amanda. Man, those 2 came out. They were emerald, almost diamond, just hitting Success Club every month. I mean, like, doing everything they needed to do in their business. And they both just up and quit one day because they lost confidence in themselves. And it came out of nowhere. It was crazy. I was like, what do you mean you don't think you're good at this? You are amazing at this. But I couldn't see it for them. They had to see it for themselves. So the people that you get to join you in this business are either going to see it for themselves and want it and are motivated and personally, internally themselves, and they're going to do it, or they're not. So all that to say though, when you add people to your team, be confident in yourself, be confident in what you're doing. And if you're not confident, ask yourself why. Do I need to go watch Dynamic Force Training Academy videos again? Do I need to get on YouTube on my commute and listen to a training video that Ashley Molstead did, or that Kate Schultz did, or anybody about building the business? Because that shit motivates me. I do that sometimes when I just need motivation to get my butt in gear and do something in this business. I do that still to this day. And it just relights that fire and gets me like, all right, I got this. Let me do some invites. Okay. So, but either way, we've got you. Be confident in this team. Oh, one other thing, a point I wanted to make is that every second Friday of the month, Beachbody sends out a elite and premier point status update to Diamond coaches. And as of June, which is going to be higher for July because I'm racking up some points for July, but as of June, my business center within Dynamic Force was number 1,600 and something out of the estimated 300,000 coaches we have in Beachbody. So what does that mean? That is the top 5% of Beachbody coaches. Like, guys, that's a big deal. Share that. I'm going to get into sharing breadcrumbs in just a second, but share that when you're talking about this, your team, my business center, mine, I have like probably 30 elite points right now. I need 75 by the end of the year to get premier status. Okay, it's happening. It's going to happen. I can feel it.
Quick, for everyone who does not understand why it's a big deal that Kelly, Laura, and I are all on a team. We all technically sit on Laura's inside leg, outside leg.
Oh, you're on my left. Yeah, you're on my strong leg.
Outside her left leg, outside your left leg, regardless of where you sit on anybody. So literally all of our volume rolls up to Laura Ogle.
Yeah.
So it's literally our team is going to be premier, because even though Kelly and Laura have the same upline, it's that person upline, and then it's Laura Ogle, Kelly, me, all of you guys. You're literally all sitting there.
So when my business center goes premier,
we didn't know what we were doing.
No, we didn't. But when this goes premier, that's everybody on this team. It's going to be a premier team. That's huge. That's crazy. That's big. That's enormous. So when you're not confident, you don't have confidence in yourself. You have confidence in this team and what we have to offer to people. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm kind of a leader. I kind of like leading. So I will help you lead your people. Build it and they will come. It's built. Let them come. So the next tip is to talk about the business. And okay, some of you said, I think that you're too new in this, whatever, you don't know what to share. Okay, let me make this really easy for you. If you don't already have some sort of social media plan as to like, every other day I'm going to do something about this, and I don't have like a laid out, detailed, I'm going to post about blah, blah, blah on Monday and blah, blah, blah on Tuesday. But maybe you do need that when you first start out as a coach, because that's just going to help you to kind of guide your posting. But what I do, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm burping like crazy. I don't know why. Super professional. I'm a leader. So what I do is I try, and if you guys aren't following my Instagram stories, follow them to get some ideas and copy what I'm doing, because I'm getting tired of like posting about my 80-day obsession journey. So I'm trying to post more and more challenger shout outs, like every other day, a challenger shout out. And I don't just do like one story. It's called an Instagram story for a reason. It's a story. You tell a story. There's a beginning, a middle, a climax, and an end to a story. So share a story about that person. So the other day I shared about my friend who's here on the deployment with me. And I said, let me tell you about my friend, Felicia. Bam, that was number one. That was the beginning of the story. Felicia is deployed with me. She is a cancer survivor times 3 times. Like, badass, right? And deployed in Iraq. That was the next thing. Felicia was tired of not putting herself first. She needed to put herself first. She realized that. She reached out to me. Bam, that was the 3rd one. The 4th one, Felicia started doing 80-day obsession with me. Was not in great shape when she started, by the way. That was the next one. Bam. Felicia's not even on day 40, and she's lost 14 pounds. That's the next one. The next one. Guess what? It wasn't even about the 14 pounds that made her happy. It was that in 8 years, it's the first time she fucking feels good about herself. That's what I want to get across. Yes. Do I feel amazing that I have lost, like, I don't even remember how much. I think I've lost like 27 pounds so far. Do I feel awesome? Am I like, hell yeah, I've almost lost 30 pounds? Yes, because that's a crazy number and I can't believe it. But more than that, it's how I feel. And that's what I want others to understand. It's not just about the number on the scale or the pant size. It's how I feel right now. And I want other people, and that's the private chat. And some of you guys have challengers in my private chat for 80-day obsession. We talk about that like daily, how we feel, how we're stronger, how we're getting through these workouts that we never thought could have ever gotten through. We're getting through them. We're talking about it together. And it's like this pride, right? That's what is making it so special. That's what I want to share with people, because that's what coaching is doing for me too. So I do a challenger shout out, and then I do a coach shout out. And guys, you can shout out anybody. We are so good about cheering people on and rooting them on in Priority Me Project. And that is so awesome. And I love it. And I love how we do that in there. But why don't you look at our team, and even if you're a brand new coach, say, man, I see that girl, Allison. I don't know her that well, but I'm going to send her a message because I see her post on Facebook the other day was so inspiring, and I just want to shout her out. Shout her out. One, that makes you feel pretty damn good. And two, it's showing that you and our team, what we're all about is uplifting and supporting people on our team. That's huge. It's powerful. People will want to be a part of that. And I know we talked about this before, but this can get kind of tiring, is to try to go back and comment on every time you see a coach on our team post something. Don't just scroll past it, but don't like take time out of your day of your inviting on your own to seek out posts from other coaches. But if you scroll past somebody's post, cheer them on their post. You know, it's just a nice thing to do. But breadcrumbs. So at least 3 to 5 times a week, an Instagram story, share a post. How has coaching changed you so far? Share that. And you guys, it's a breadcrumb. Not every post about coaching needs to be a call to action. And by call to action, I mean one of those posts where it's like this great post about how coaching has changed your life. And if you want to join my team, comment below. It doesn't have to be that. People are understanding it without you putting that call to action in there. So it doesn't have to be that all the time. And if you look at, so by the way, another little tidbit, I'm getting a little sidetracked. If you follow top coaches' accounts, this is just a pro tip. I follow Ilana, and I follow Kate Schultz, and I also follow, this is so random. I follow some Bachelor Nation people, Alabama Hannah, and I also follow, what is Teresa Giudice's sister? Melissa Gorga, because she has a business. She's an entrepreneur. Okay, so I follow all of their accounts, meaning I follow them, and I also get the notifications for when they post. And a pro tip is that guess what they all do in the 24-hour period? They all post at the same freaking time. It comes through on my phone. Alana Molstead just posted on Instagram. Melissa Gorga just posted on Instagram. I literally will be sitting there, and I'm like, oh shit. And that's important for me here, especially because I'm in different time zones. But you know why they're all posting at the same time? Because that's when people are on Instagram and are likely to engage with your post the most. Oh, I was like, shit, are they all posting right now? My phone's lighting up. No. So that's just a pro tip, that if you follow pages like that and get that notification, it's a reminder to you in your busy day, like, oh snap, I do have something I meant to post. That's when you post those breadcrumb posts, the ones that you want more people to see, okay? So it doesn't always have to be a call to action. It can be anything, and it really can be anything about coaching. God, I'm so glad I joined this team because X, Y, Z, fill in the blank. Or look at this badass on my team. I'm so proud of her. Rachel just went halfway to Emerald. Sam is Emerald again. Look at these top coaches on my team. Oh my God, they're killing it. Shit, when I make those posts, or any of the coaches on our team make those posts, save the photo and share it to your own page. Don't share their post. Save the photo, make your own post. Save the photo, put it on your Instagram story. And add your Instagram story to make it link to your Facebook stories if you haven't done that already. I hope you guys have all done that. Okay. So shout people out. We're so good at doing it in PMP. Do it in a public way. Oh, and by the way, if you're going to shout out a challenger, just make sure you have their permission. I think most coaches, we don't care. You can share any of my stuff, but make sure you do ask if it's a challenger, private message them and say, hey, I really, I'm inspired by your story and what you've accomplished. They're probably going to say, yeah, I'd love for you. That's like, that makes people feel really good, but just make sure they're okay with that. Yeah, it's a pat on the back. They're like, okay, wow, you want to share my story? Yeah, I do, because you're awesome. So the other thing I want to talk about is and Lindsay and I were talking about this the other day, So if you're trying to build business builder, if you're trying to build a team of business builders and not just a team of like, I just want to do this as a hobby, then think about how you're posting on your social media. Okay, and this kind of goes with the confidence of what you're doing and what your goal is and your vision is. And remember, all of you on this team have the ability to make this into a 6-figure business, be premier, be elite, be whatever star freaking diamond you want to be. You all have the ability within you. I promise you, you do. I'm here to tell you you do. But start thinking about how you're wording your posts on social media. So if you're saying stuff like, man, I can't believe I get to get paid to work out, or I can't believe I get to get paid to sit on these team calls on Thursday night and have fun with my gal pals, or whatever you say. Gal pals is pretty weak sauce, but just pretend I didn't say that. Whatever you say, right? Like, think about what you're saying, because you're portraying to those people that are following you that they're going to join this team and not have to work, and they're going to make money. So of course those people are going to join the team, and they're not going to become a business builder because of how you're talking about it. You have to talk about how this business takes work, because it does. Because most of you on the call, I would probably say, are more of like part-time side hustle. You talk about it being a side hustle. Well, yeah, it is my side hustle right now, but I'm building it to be bigger than that, right? So I don't want to just talk about how this is my side hustle, because that downplays what I'm really trying to do with it. So I put up a post, I think yesterday, purposefully to show you guys what I meant by this. Let me go to it really quick. Okay. Very basic, very simple. I have said this before, but I feel it needs to be repeated. I made a vow to myself, to Randy, and to my kids that I wouldn't allow this deployment to be wasted time away. I vowed to make this time count for our future. I'm spending time every single day here to build this 6-figure business, and the time spent doing that brings me so much joy. Yes, there are days when I'm tired and exhausted. Yes, there are days when I just want to nap. Yes, there are days when I wish I didn't have such big dreams for myself and could just waste this deployment away binging Netflix. Not really that last one, because really I would never do that anyways. But sure, there's an easy solution to not putting all of this effort in, right? I'm portraying to whoever's reading this that I'm putting work in. Are you guys getting that? Sure, there's an easy solution to not putting all of this effort in, but that solution is to come home and continue working 40 to 60 hours a week in a nursing job that no longer fulfills me. That life of feeling stuck no longer serves me. And let's get real, it never did. No thanks, next. Yes, I may be busier and more tired than ever, but I am also more fulfilled than I have ever been in my life. Our team is a top team right now, on track to receive some serious badass bragging rights by the end of the year for helping so many people. This serves me. This is what brings me joy. Get on this train, because our team is badass and growing. If you want to grow with us, drop a comment below. So that shows you I actually did do a call to action with that one. I could have left it where I did, and it would have just been a breadcrumb, okay? You guys can take that. There are like 5 points you could take out of that one post. Like, go to my page and screenshot that if you run out of ideas on what to say about this business. Because you could literally take like a sentence from any one of those paragraphs and apply it to your own life and your own coaching business and what you're doing and how you're putting yourself first and you're working your business, and make your own post out of it, or use that to get inspiration and ideas, okay? But what I'm attracting with that post is not the person who's going to join our team and think they can just kick back and drink wine and make a bunch of money, because it doesn't work that way. This business is simple. It's not hard work, but it takes hard work, okay? Think about your wording and talk about your business all the time. If you're not building a business, it's because you're not talking about your business. You're talking about your challenge group too much. Stop talking about just your challenge group. That's great, but you're never going to get out of that zone of retail heavy paychecks and not team cycle bonus and team volume heavy paychecks, which is where the money is in this business. That's where you start to build the income. It's not from retail. Retail, if you try to build a 6-figure business on retail alone, you can't. It's impossible. Even freaking, what's her name? Kara, Champagne Diet author, right? You guys know she's a misfit, right? The freaking author of the Champagne Diet. She's a misfit. She ain't making real retail like that, and she has
Girl Code. She wrote Girl Code. Her blog is Champagne Diet.
Oh, okay. I thought they were both a book. I thought Champagne Diet was a book. No?
I think that's her blog. That's like her business. Girl Code is her book.
Okay. But either way, she has
But go follow it.
millions of followers, but she isn't even bringing in the retail for a 6-figure business because it's just not possible to keep that up and sustain it. But what you do is you bring in the team, and that is what sustains the income over time with this business. Okay. And remember, I'm going to go over this about inviting in just a second, but Coca-Cola is who did the survey or did the study and found out that people have to see something 30 times on average before they pull the trigger and say, all right, I want it. 30 times. So it wasn't enough for you to ask somebody, especially, I'm not saying go back and ask the same people if they're not liking your stuff and not watching your stories, but if the same person you asked 3 months ago is still watching your stories and like sliding a little heart on your stories about coaching stuff and liking your posts about the coaching business, go back and ask them again. Hey, I know you were really busy a couple months ago. Even if they didn't tell you they were really busy a couple months ago, your follow-up could be something super simple like, hey, I know you were really busy a couple months ago and life just wasn't right, but girl, like we would love to have you on our team. We were just talking about who would we want to have on our team call last night, and you popped in my head. That will like stroke someone's ego because they're like, oh shit, she was thinking of me and how I would be good at this. Okay. So they've already seen your stuff and now you invited them again. It's a follow-up. Okay. Number 4 is to create a system to share information about coaching. So number 3 was to talk about the business. I don't know if I specified that. Number 4 was to create a system to share information about the coaching. It's exhausting to try to have one-on-one conversations with people all the time and keep it up about coaching or the challenge group. Like I couldn't do it anymore. So I created those Google Forms. They were super simple to create. They took me all of like 15 minutes to create them. You guys can look at my form, copy and paste everything if you want, I don't care, and create your own Google Form. Google Forms are free. They're simple. What I do is I save the link to the Google Form in a note on my phone, on my iPhone. And when people say, yes, I am interested in learning what you do as a coach, like you're so inspiring on your Instagram, I love it. I ask them a couple questions first. I'm like, oh, well, I'd love to send you the info session, the link to it. But first, can you tell me, like, what are you all about? Like, what interests you about this? What interests you about being a coach? What do you have personal fitness goals? I want to know from a coach if they're actually going to work out. Because if they're like, oh, no, I don't work out, that's not for me. And I eat whatever I want. Like, and I'm 110 pounds. So I'm not into that. I'm like, oh, well, you're not really going to be a good coach. So I don't think I really want to send you my info link because I'm looking for people who are wanting to be healthier and work on themselves in order to help other people. And then they might get a little reality show. Well, I kind of still want to learn about it. Okay, well, I'll send it to you. But, Anyway, I ask them questions before I just send the link. And then I follow up with them. So follow-up is, number 5 is sending personal invites. Okay, so make your form before you start sending all these personal invites out because you're not going to have a way to funnel them once they say yes. Once they say yes, you don't want to be like that deer stuck in the headlights, right? Caught in the headlights. You want to have something to send them. So create your form, start sending out invites. And if you have not watched the call about inviting, go back on our Dynamic Force YouTube channel and watch it. It's from a couple weeks ago. I think it was called 5 Tips to Inviting or something like that. Tons of nuggets on how to make inviting super freaking simple and easy, and just do it and pull the trigger and don't worry about it. Because if they ghost you, who freaking cares? I can't tell you guys, I'm sending like 40 invites a day, 5 days a week right now. And it can be coaching or challenger. I really go to their Instagram page and see like, okay, what do I really think? Do I think that they would make a good coach because they're already sharing about a fitness life and nutrition, this and that, and they already have a social media presence? Then I'm going to invite them right away to coaching. If they don't have that, I invite them to the challenge group because I want someone. Yeah, Lindsay ghosted me for a full year, just saying. But I want someone who's going to join the team who, if they're joining straight out the bat as a coach, I want them to already have a presence and feel comfortable sharing what they're doing on social media. But if they're not there yet, I want them to get comfortable with themselves and have the confidence in themselves. And so I have them start off as a challenger first, if that makes sense. So I just kind of pick and choose. It doesn't matter. I don't have a role like out of the 40 invites a day, half of them are coaching, half of them are challenger. It really just varies on what I think that day and in that moment and what I feel like sending them. But I'm not going to spend a ton of time on inviting. Go back and watch that team call. It's amazing. Not to toot my own horn, but it's pretty damn good. 15 to 30 invites a day is what top coaches came together and said would give you pretty steady, slow growth. Anything over 50 a day is what will lead to six-figure business. So that number might scare you, but I also want to say if you're going from 0 a day, which is honestly where I was until 4 months ago, I would maybe send out 5 invites a month. Seriously, I don't know how my business grew at all. It scared me to think of doing 40 a day. And I didn't start at 40. I started at 20 like 3 months ago. 2 months ago, I started at 30. And this month, I started going to 40. So I built myself up to where I am. And in a month, I'm trying to get up to 50. But don't let that number scare you, because I was kind of intimidated at first. But literally what I do is I line my notebook page days out in advance. And I keep track of my volume for the day and my Success Club. And sometimes I put other little to-do notes for myself. It kind of became my planner. But line it out and just sit down, and that's what you do. I don't focus on any other business aspect. I just go to my Instagram and I literally look at who's watched my stories. I've timed up my stories now so that when I can sit down every day is about 22 hours after I've posted my story. So that's when I go back and I have about 350 or so people looking at my stories every day. I click that little box that says 350 and I scroll down and I'm like, oh, who's new? Because I also follow about 50 new accounts a day. Not that I'm telling you it's given me huge growth. That's so hard. I don't know how people do it, but I go down and I see who's new that's watching my stories and I send them an invite. I go to their page first, see what they're all about. And I either send them an invite like, hey, I don't know if you saw my stories, but go back and watch the inviting video to learn what I'm saying to them, okay? It's all there for you. You just have to implement this stuff, you guys. So number 6 is follow-up. So what do I do at the end of the month is I don't even go through to see who's watching my stories unless I have like a poll in there or something. I don't go back to send my invites out based on the story watching alone. I go through the last month of people I've invited, because whenever someone replies back to me and says, yeah, I am interested, I do want more info, I put a star by their name. And if I keep having a conversation with them, I put 2 stars by their name. Like I have my own little weird system in place. And so those people, I go back and I follow up with them every 2 to 3 weeks and just say like, hey, I just want to check back in with you, whatever. And kind of keep the conversation going with them. And the reason that is so important in having some sort of tracking system in place is because I guarantee you, if you're hitting Success Club, it's very rarely, for me anyway, is my Success Club points coming from people that talked to me this month or I started talking to this month. It's usually people I've been talking to for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Like literally someone that's signing up today for To Be Mindset is someone I've been talking to for over a year. You have to follow up with people, but you can't follow up with people if you aren't keeping track of who you're talking to about all of this. So I have over the years tried so many different tracking mechanisms and systems, and I just am a pen and paper gal. That's what I do. It's how I'm comfortable. So I love to just go back, and there's just something about writing things down and hitting that number 40 that I'm like, yeah, I feel good. I feel on fire. I'm such a type A person. It's so ridiculous. So that's what I do. But all that to say as well, I don't want you guys to think like I hit Success Club 10 so far as of today. And so anything after today, I'm putting under my mom or Randy's account because that's getting me Premier points. But I'm not hitting those numbers because I'm talking to people today that are saying yes right away. So I'm telling you that because I want you to understand people are not going to say yes right away. Sometimes they do. And sometimes they come to you like, girl, I already checked it out online. I already know it's $180 and I want to get it. Like, I don't care. Where's the link? How do I sign up? That does happen sometimes. It really does. And it's always, I'm like, whew, that was easy. That's awesome. That'll happen like maybe one challenge pack every 2 to 3 months or so. Or you just wake up and your first month after you hit Success Club and you're an Emerald, you get free lead customers and you get Success Club points for them. And you're like, oh my God, I don't even know who that is. Look at that. That was easy. That doesn't happen all the time. So you can't rely on that either. But I don't want you to think that people are just like signing up and lining up behind in a line to sign up this month, because it doesn't happen that way. So don't lose confidence in yourself as a coach and your ability as a coach based on people not signing up with you right after you started talking to them about it. People need to hear about something or see something 30 times before they pull the trigger on it. And they need to see that you're consistent with it before they decide to join you in your business. So think about everything I've given you, all the nuggets today on this call. Go back and watch the video about inviting. Like, if you want to build this business, you have to invite. If you want to have this as a side hustle or a hobby, making like $100 a month or covering your Shakeology, well, you're still not going to build money off of it unless you're inviting people. But just get realistic with your goals with this business and what do you want to see with it? What do you want to do? Because you're not going to go forward at all if you're not inviting and you're not talking about your business. So, and if you're clueless about what to talk about, go back and watch this all over again, because I feel like I've given you guys a lot of tips and tricks. Any questions? I always hate this part of the call. Can you guys just unmute and talk? It's always weird.
Yeah, so the only thing I would add to any of that is, like, obviously Laura's going to talk to you about posting about Beachbody, but you can't just post about Beachbody. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust, and they can't know you if all you post is like, hey, look at me. Hey, look at me, right? Like, Laura's posting about deployment. She's posting about her boys. She's talking about Champ, her asshole dog, that she's the only one that likes him. Like, obviously, you have to figure out something other than coaching in your business that people can connect with, because when they're not a coach and they're not into fitness and they're not into nutrition yet, they need something else to connect with. Because if you're only connecting or attracting people who are into fitness and nutrition, the chances that they already do something fitness and nutrition related that they really like is very high, and that can feel like a dead end, right? So I think what's less comfortable to share is like your actual personal business. So if you can think of 5 things non-fitness and nutrition related that you're going to post about consistently, Kelly and her cows, me and my dance parties, Lindsay's daily journaling, right? And so it doesn't always have to be the same thing, but know that the direction of Beachbody is posting about you and people connecting with you and that you belong here, which is so much about what we talked about last week. But it all goes hand in hand. Like, yeah, you got to show up and you got to do the work, but you can't even do the work if people don't know who they're connecting with. So yeah, like, Laura's going to give you all the info on how to post the breadcrumb, right? Like, she nailed that, but don't always feel like you should only post about Beachbody.
Yeah. And even right now, you can
be like, look at her, she's a Beachbody coach, unfollow.
And also, that's another thing.
To be a person, you can't be a robot. It's okay to be you and do your version of that, right?
And on your Instagram, I highly suggest you not have Beachbody coach or health and fitness coach in your bio on your Instagram. Don't put that. That's not what defines you. Come up with
That's
like
not who you are.
Yeah, come up with something else that defines you. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm glad some people do that, because I look at their account and I'm like, oh, someone's following me. And I'm like, I'm not following them back. Yeah. Because I don't need to see other coaches' stuff. I'm good.
I mean, I got rid of the fit in my Instagram name. I was like, I don't need that.
And the other thing too is, maybe you're like at a loss for what kind of pictures to post. Right now, I'm very limited on what I can post. So you guys see it, the very similar pictures every single day, but I find a way to make the narrative or the caption of the photo different every single day. Like some sort of message that's a little bit different every single day. So while the picture's similar right now, it won't be when I get home. I'll be sharing more of my life. The narrative behind it, or the message behind it, is a little different every day. So just something to think about too. It's not like I have a whole lot of glam going on around here. Like it's as glamorous as it gets right now. Lindsay, in the comments, you said something that's what Andrea was explaining today. You took the words out of her mouth. What were you talking about? This was like early on in the call.
The vital process.
Yeah, what I was talking to Andrea about, how I feel more confident with
Talking about
having clients and fall in love with the programs, fall in love with the community, and then they are ready to coach instead of just a brand new coach that hasn't even tried Beachbody stuff. I might be able to see it in them because I'm watching them and I see it, but that's where, and she basically said literally exactly what Laura just said, is that's like the top coaches will say that's their best coaches too. So
are people who were challengers first.
Mm-hmm.
So Beachbody several years ago, not that you guys care about this, when you buy a challenge pack, they'll refund your initial coaching fee, right? That $40, they'll give it to you back. It used to be they only did that for 30 days.
Yeah, now it's
and they evaluated the entire network and they were like, successful coaches didn't get their money back, basically. And they launched what's called the vital process. And they were like, really, don't necessarily focus on a cold coaching invite unless you really think the person is going to consistently, like they're already into fitness, they're looking for something for home, they're already into nutrition, they want to get started with Shakeology. Obviously, that's a perfect person to be like, this is a business opportunity for you, but at very least, boo, you should sign up as a coach now, save your $40 and your 25% next month, right? Like, that's a different thing, but that's a rare bird. Like, you're more commonly gonna find people who are building a business who were challengers and had results first. Mental, physical, nutrition, some kind of result.
And don't forget too, though, there is power in people who sign up who have never been in Beachbody at all, never been a challenger. There's power in showing them that, hey, if you want to start off, you're already into fitness, you're already doing this, and you're looking to do something at home. Like I have a girl I'm talking to right now who's like, I'm tired of, I'm a trainer at the gym, but it's not worth the money, and I just want to be able to stay home, and I've got kids, and da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, here's the deal. You want to start with 80-day obsession? You're already in the fitness industry. That you can start out as a coach and start sharing with people that you're doing this and invite people to join you because you're doing this. Yeah. So they're already going to get those like small victories and small wins by asking their friends and family around them, hey, I'm starting this new program. Who wants to do it with me? And so those people, especially, like I'm telling you, I don't send those personal invites right out the bat. And I call it a warm invite, right? Because I don't start it with these people. It's a warm invite because they have been watching my stories for however long, and they didn't unfollow me, and they didn't stop watching my stories. So they know me. I don't know them, but they feel like they know me. So I send that warm invite only to coaching initially to those that have a strong social media presence and a strong fitness presence already. I don't send it to somebody who looks like they should be in Pride of Me Project.
It's not like they don't exist. Like in a world of horses and zebras, your typical successful coach is going to be a challenger first, but the zebras exist. They're not unicorns. They're not made up. They do exist, but it's a more rare find. Got to be in Africa on the, I don't actually know the words, ignore.
I'll tell you though, I don't know, because when I've been sending these invites out every day and really focusing on reaching my goal per day,
Mm-hmm.
I find myself.
They're building businesses?
No. I mean, they're people I'm sending the invite out to, and they're interested. I'm talking to them, and so they maybe not signing up this month or they didn't sign up last month, but there are people that are like, I'm still interested. Yeah, I'm still interested. So I haven't had one. Have I had one join and become a diamond right away? Obviously not. But I'm just saying, there's people out there that I'm sending the invite to for coaching right off the bat who are interested in it. So I'm just saying, the more people I talk to, I feel like the more I'm realizing people are out there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they're out there. They definitely are out there.
They're
100%.
Because guess what? They exist for Ashley Molstead to hit fucking Success Club 280 a month. They exist for Kate Schultz to advance 30 diamonds in 2019.
Yeah, Ashley Molstead said at Summit she does not sign anyone as a coach that hasn't been a challenger for 30 days.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's fine.
Ashley, Emily, and Emily Fauver said that at Summit. But that's just, everybody runs their business differently. Right. That's the beauty of the entire thing.
The first one to tell you, she wasn't good at recruiting coaches. She was better at recruiting challengers, which is fine. But if you look at people like Kate Schultz, they're better at recruiting coaches. Like, every coach is different in this business.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of got to settle into how the best way for you, the best way to invite for you, and the best person to talk to for you. Bottom line. And you may not know it yet, and you may not know it in a month or 2 months. It's going to come with
try different stuff out and figure out what feels right to you, right?
I'm still trying to get through comments and listen to everything at the same time. I can't multitask.
Most of the comments are me rambling. Oh God.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have any questions or anything?
Let's take a picture before everybody jumps off, because this is something you can share, ladies, about the coaching.
Get a solid wall behind me so people know where I am.
And a lot of my girls know I'm like obsessed with taking pictures. I'm like, all right, guys, I can take a picture. Who's taking it? Am I?
I have to hold my laptop up.
Okay. All right. I'll take it then. Let me move my paper so my notes aren't in it. There we go. All right. We ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. I think I got one. Everybody's looking. Everybody's smiling. Sweet.
Woo, woo. It was
well, thank you so much, Laura. So much good info.
Welcome.
Yeah, that was awesome. I kind of sounded like a goat on auto-tune when I just said that.
I've never heard a goat on auto-tune.
The playback, you'll catch it.